All right, let's talk about Lamar Jackson and what on earth was that disastrous performance by the Baltimore Ravens. And what's interesting is this actually started off as a pretty good performance by the Ravens offense. You're kind of looking at this like, okay, here we go. Ravens are back. Like this play, for example, Zay Flowers running a route, going over the middle against zone coverage. And when this play begins, it's a bit of a longer developing play. The play action should help with that, but Chris Jones, he just fights through a double team, ultimately gets over to trying to make a play on Lamar Jackson. And this is just, again, when Lamar Jackson is at his best, what he's capable of doing. Watch him navigate the pocket well, steps up, makes a great throw. It feels like sometimes the Ravens are able to just get players wide open down the field. A big part of it is how Lamar can navigate the pocket, get some extra time to, allow for someone to get open. But honestly, I watched all 22 of that play as well. Flowers was open from the jump. That was just a really good play by Flowers. Good play by Lamar Jackson. Great play by Chris Jones too, but it wasn't enough because it was really good offense. This drive was really where things turned. Again, first some good stuff. 3rd down and 11. The Ravens are already up 4 points. Hey, get another touchdown, and they can start to keep things moving. The Chiefs are the ones who are going to start to feel nervous. Instead, first let's talk about this drive and how it kind of looked like it was going to go that way at first. Lamar Jackson takes the snap, and you see right there, so the edge rusher towards the right for the offense goes down. And because of this, what do you think Lamar Jackson's going to do about that? As you see, he's going to use his legs to power forward. He picks up the first down on a 3rd and 11, dives for it, but gets the first down. Really strong play. So, okay, again, Ravens looked really good to start this game. And, this is obviously the game we're all keeping a close eye on because it's the marquee game of the 4 o'clock window. But then heading over here, it really felt like this is where everything turned. And I don't get, Lamar had some weird plays in this one, and there were some people saying maybe he's injured. He did leave the game with with an injury. Maybe that had something to do with it. I think that is just making excuses because that is, unless it was a brain injury, some of the decisions he was making were the real issue in this game. So you have this play. It's a one-on-one matchups across the board, cover 1 blitz. Lamar is going to take the snap. He's actually looking elsewhere right now, but you see Mark Andrews against Leo Chenal. Okay, that's something that, on paper, I don't think is a horrible, matchup for the Baltimore Ravens. Here's my issue with this play from Lamar Jackson is I want you to look at his eyes on this play. You see how he's going to start to look over the middle. Watch. He looks over the middle, then looks towards Andrews while running and just kind of blindly fires it in that direction. What he saw was the linebacker didn't have his back turned toward the quarterback. He was turned away. But that's still just a reckless decision when you're in field goal range and it's 1st down and 10. And because of that, it results in a bad interception. So great play by Leo Chenal. Let's give him some credit. But it was just a bad idea by Lamar Jackson. And he had a couple of just uncharacteristically really weird plays. Because I actually feel like he's really underrated as a game manager and not making the dumb mistake. But he made a few of those in this game. We can talk about the other turnover. Why don't we? It was a 3rd down and 1 situation. So at this point, it's 20-7 Chiefs. So Ravens desperately need to, they want to get some points here. But again, you score points at the end of the half. You feel a little better about yourself. You're going to see Lamar Jackson takes the snap. Nothing's really open downfield. Chiefs cover well. You see here for Lamar, though, when he's moving up in the pocket, one guy to beat, it feels like he just always is able to at least pick up a yard, get him to get the first down right here. Instead, what happens is he's going to run into his own player and the ball pops out and the Kansas City Chiefs recover. Again, a uncharacteristically weird play from Lamar Jackson. That's not something you usually see from him. And when you're making these types of blunders as a quarterback, when you're a quarterback that teams rely on you to be awesome, the Ravens are reying on him to be awesome, and he's instead making these blunders, it's going to be really hard to win. And even this play is, to me, another one of, that last one was okay, I don't really know if there was a specific decision you did wrong there. Just kind of, it was, mistakes happen, right? Weird plays happen. That one's kind of more forgivable, even if it still is ultimately giving the ball to the other team. But this one's like just a bad play. So it's bad football, which is not something you usually say when you watch Lamar tape. It's a 2nd down and 10. Lamar is going to take the snap, and he's going to be in trouble. Again, I think the Chiefs did a really good job of covering in this game. You see right here, Lamar usually does like to hold on to the ball longer than your average quarterback, and for good reason, because usually good things happen when he holds on to the ball for a while. But this is part of why the Chiefs were blitzing, trying to get guys in the backfield. And at this point for Lamar Jackson, just throw the football away, right? You're outside the pocket. It's a 2nd down and 10. This gives you a shot at 3rd down and 10. And he's going to do that, but watch how. Watch how he waits, and then when he tries, and honestly, it didn't even really look like he tried to get that past the line of scrimmage. It wasn't even close. And again, the rule is if you're outside the pocket, it is not intentional grounding as long as the ball goes past the line of scrimmage. But if it doesn't go past the line of scrimmage, there has to be a receiver in the area. There was clearly no receiver in the area. I mean, he just threw it out of bounds, and because of that, one of the quicker, they always have to talk about intentional grounding. They could have just thrown the flag right there. They didn't even need to talk about it. That one was obvious, and it results in a penalty that then set up a 3rd and very long where they had to just run the ball and, punt. So, yeah, it's not exactly a turnover, but it's a mistake. This play, another one where it's weird how I'm not really talking a lot of X's and O's in this video. There isn't really a ton of reason to talk a lot of X's and O's, I suppose, because it's more about, again, this play. 4th down and 1 situation. Once again, the Chiefs are going to be blitzing here, and watch how when this play begins. I mean, this is just a horribly picked up blitz. Look at this situation. Multiple players are through untouched. One player, George Karlaftis, isn't through untouched, but he got through so quickly he might as well have been untouched. It's a 4th down and 1. I mean, you're trying to make something happen, and you've completely taken your quarterback out of the play. He just has to throw one up. Lamar is going to just toss one up. I don't think he was trying to throw that away. I think he just let one get away from him. If he was trying to throw that away, that's not good. Never like a throwaway on 4th down and 1. Either way, you threw it into the sideline. Like, you got to give your receiver a chance on that play, but also you got to give your quarterback a chance by being able to block at least a little bit, pick up a blitz here and there. It's just bad football. And heading over here, this is what we saw on more of a down-to-down basis. All those plays were bad plays that made things worse, but on a down-to-down basis, pay no attention to the yellow circle. That's the broadcast, not me. Lamar Jackson is going to take the snap on a 3rd and 1, and he just doesn't love what he sees down the field. We saw too much of this, him not really being able to get the ball out of his hands quickly. He's going to decide to scramble up, ultimately gets tackled for a loss of 2 yards. They decide to kick the field goal, which again, maybe a throwaway, you go for it. I think I get why he wants to run because he is Lamar Jackson in these situations, but those runs haven't been working these past couple games, and it looks worse. So that I'm a little bit more forgiving of. The Chiefs have a good defense. Like, we knew some of this stuff would happen at certain points, but also, like, the bad mistakes, they just have to be cut out. And this is maybe the worst game I've seen Lamar Jackson play as a pro. I think that he rarely has these types of games, and it feels like when he does have these types of games, it's in big games. It just does. There's no need, in my opinion, to make sweeping generalizations about Lamar after this game. He had a rough day. We'll see how he responds. Every quarterback does have these bad games, but the reality is the Ravens could get away with Lamar not playing at his best 2 years ago and still have a chance, even against good teams. The Ravens no longer have that opportunity. If Lamar Jackson plays poorly, they are going to lose every game he plays poorly in. So, again, he's going to have to put on the Superman cape down the stretch, or the Ravens could be in trouble. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.